So we as society are going to presumably face four edges, and I want to make some prediction because I think it could be cool to record some predictions if they're right or wrong. So the first one will be humanity and AI. We're currently facing this progress between we're developing AI more and more and we're using AI more and more. And at the same time, we have already forces that work against AI. Like there are groups that really endeavor AI, and there are groups that see it AI is cool and we need to limit AI, and then there are people that are totally against AI. And I think that personally, especially in the creative space, AI will not be this super thing that will rule us all with like AGI and so, but it will become more and more, presumably. But in creative spaces, people will try to keep AI off as most as possible, because human work will still have more soul than AI work. Simply like that. But it will have some major impacts in work life, in the workspace, and in some major fields where people don't want to work. AI will most definitely replace some jobs. So the second edge will be consumerism and self-identity. As we live in this consumerism where people consume in order to be someone, we base our identity on the fact that we buy things, okay? And we live in this economic system where we need to produce more and people need to consume more in order that we can progress. So it will either go in this way where consumerism will go more and more, and this might lead to the fact or to the point where people will lose their identity, their self-identity, in order to just consume, or they will go over to the point where people will go majorly in self-identity, and still there will be economical trends, but more like niches. Like people will have their own style, and some other people might also have a variety of the style, and then there will be some niches, and not just like everyone is buying Labubu or everyone is buying fidget spinners, like these major trends, which can also be seen in fashion and so on and so on. So, and I personally will guess that we go more into the self-identity thing than in consumerism, or at least I hope so. But I think that I might be wrong here more, but I hope that it will be more in self-identity based than just consumerism. I hope in the consciousness of the people out there. We're gonna see. Okay, and the third one will be hobbies and jobs. So that I personally will think that we need, of course, jobs in society in order to bring society on, in order to have economical power, in order to work as a society. And now in the meantime, job has become a slur word. So this really sees this position between like younger generations or generations in general with jobs. Like where now younger generations see a job won't bring me a house like it has been in the past, or a car like it has been in the past. I can't care for family with a job. And so people don't really like jobs, or people don't want to work in jobs. And either they do it because they have to, and just a minority percentage, like 18% or so, say that they are actually happy with their job, while elderly generations still work because it's their mindset, it's just work, that's it. While younger generations see it, I want to have my work-life balance and so on. And what do I mean with hobby and job? Like people then see a job isn't a thing for me, so I just do something that I like. Like my hobby becomes my job. Like I don't know, I'm having more self-exploration, more self-expression than just having a job. And if everybody goes this trend, then we will lose majorly workforces. If everybody just does something creative, for example, then we don't have someone that actually produces and so on. And I know I'm always talking about absolutes. I'm always talking about absolutes where everybody's going to consume or everybody's not going to consume, with a bit of consumption, of course, or everybody's going to have a job or everybody is against jobs. And it's not absolutes, of course. But I have to talk with absolutes to make it more understandable. And what do I think? What is my prediction here? I think that people will have a trend where more people will self-express them, but then they see, hey, I still need to have a job to take care. So that some people might go over into the self-expression thing and more than before, but still a large part is going to go into the job field and the workforce in order to care for society and so on, even though it might be less than it used to be, and they might not always be happy, but still, that is like a 50-50 thing. So it's not an absolute here. What is my fourth prediction? It's about streaming, about consumption of the life of others and personally having a life. So we're currently having this problem that people, it's not a problem, but it's just something that I've recognized, that there are so many people watching streams, so many people watching vlogs and so on, so many people watching content, like everybody's watching content. And then I ask myself, you watch all these people in the vlogs and you watch them for 5 hours or 4 hours, or in the week for like 10 hours and so on. You watch them, watch their content, which is not inherently bad. Like, you can do this, of course. If it's entertainment, that's cool. But people sometimes, especially with the parasocial thing, where people live their life through streamers and YouTubers, like, where is your life? And this is what I mean, that people consume more and more streamers, and either it will be that more and more people are going to consume, and at one point most people are just consumers, and on the other hand is, where is your life? Like, where are the people that are going to live their life? So I personally think then when we speak in absolutes, either most people are going to watch streamers, or many people are going to develop their own life. Like, we see this trend with what's it called? The man with the Saratoga water, I don't know his name right now. Okay, doesn't matter. That with the self-improvement things and with this morning routines, we're always fascinated about those things that we don't have. And we saw this trend with these morning routines, and I think that people are going to start more and more caring about their own lives. And when we look back in the past, I understand why people are watching streamers and with the parasocial things, that they try to live their life for others because they have interesting lives and they try to make these social connections, even though there are no social connections because you're just watching someone through a screen. And I think that people are going to care more and more about watching others having a good life, about themselves having a good life, about connecting themselves with others that are in the real world. And so this is my prediction. The majority of people will go into caring about their own lives and not just about watching streamers. They might partially watch others online because it's easy and entertaining, but they will care about their own lives. And now, to clear up my predictions, okay, my first prediction will be AI might play a big role, but not this major role like AGI. Humanity will preserve their craft, their craftsmanship, their creativity, even if we have perhaps to use AI for this, so we iterate on it. Then, on consumerism, people will still follow consumerism because it's a sad truth, but we have to, and I might be wrong on this, but I hope that people will still develop their own sense of identity, their own consciousness, and their own style. But still the majority will follow consumerism. Third one. Many people will try to go off of the work field in order to self-express themselves, in order to make something creative or what else. But still the majority will work because we need this. If we like it or not, we need to work. So this will not change, but I see this trend where people are unhappy with their jobs. But still, either you find a different job or you go off the job, but this won't hold for long, or this won't last for long. And the fourth prediction is, people will care about their own connections, about their own life, more than consuming content on the internet. Or I hope so. And if this is not the case, then this is a damn dystopian future. Do you agree with my predictions? Write it in the comments. Until then, like, subscribe. See ya.